Hi guys, my name is Elaine Vo, and today I'm going to be talking about motivation in the workplace. So, what is motivation? Motivation is the reason or reasons why we do what we do. And there are actually going to be two different types. We have intrinsic motivation, which is driven by internal rewards, and extrinsic motivation, which is driven by external rewards. And extrinsic rewards tend to decrease intrinsic motivation. So a classic example of this would be if a young child was learning how to do piano. So if a child wants to play piano purely through enjoyment, that would be an internal reward because he's rewarded by the love of playing piano. However, if that young child's parents were to reward them with, food or treats or extra screen time on their device, then that child would become extrinsically motivated, and so they would have a lower intrinsic motivation. So, for my own work-related problem, I work for the retail clothing company Hollister as a brand representative. And at first, I was primarily motivated because I wanted to make my own money so I wouldn't have to ask my parents for money, and I knew that it would look better on a resume if I had some work experience on there. And I always just wanted to work there to begin with because it just seemed like a fun environment and everybody just seemed so happy to work there. So as time went on, my motivation actually began to decrease because there were so many problems just with working itself. Although there was something new every day, there was a lot of underlying issues. So because I've been there for so long, I have seen many different managers come and go, and so I realized there was definitely a problem with our management team. And I also learned that a lot of our associates have begun to lose motivation because although every day there's something new, the end result is always the same because we always end up getting yelled at by a customer. And so we don't have a lot of motivation, especially because there's such little upward mobility. And so the collaborative motivation at the workplace is extremely low, and so it makes it considerably difficult to provide excellent customer service when everybody is unhappy with their job. And so I want to go into the different types of motivational theories that are present. So we have many different types of theories behind motivation, and they can be categorized into three different types. We have need-based theories, which we can talk about in McClelland's achievement theory of motivation. And then we have behavior-based motivation, which is motivation at work affected by behavior. And then we also have cognitive behavior. So going into McClelland's achievement motivation theory, there are three different parts of it. So we have the achievement aspect, the power aspect, and the affiliation aspect. And the achievement aspect is having a personal sense of achievement, so completing a job or just having a personal sense of pride in your work. And then for power, we have, so obviously like leadership potentials, having a higher position and having power over others. And affiliation is just having respect from your coworkers or having recognition from your superiors. And based on life experiences, 1 out of 3 motivators is dominant for each person. So some people could be very goal-oriented, and so they want the recognition, while others could be motivated just by personal sense of achievement. And so we also have the cognitive theory of motivation, and employee thinking and perception of input and output. So basically what that means is employee is going to weigh how much they're inputting versus how much they're outputting. So the amount of work that they put in, they want an equal compensation of that. And motivation tends to fluctuate based on how fair that they think the work is. So if they don't think that the work is fair, then their motivation is going to lower. And so the scholarly article that I found was written by Wright in 24, and it's the role of work context in work motivation. So basically, the study looks at work context and looks at work context with greater goal. It looks at how work context, such as greater goal conflict, procedural constraints, and goal ambiguity, affect work motivation. So specifically, job goal specificity, job difficulty, and self-efficacy. It found that theoretical framework can increase work motivation and productivity. And so some solutions I have found based on the scholarly article and my own personal experience is to make the job more desirable, providing employees with more opportunities for growth, creating effective communication within the organization, encouraging collaboration, and giving more opportunities to be recognized.